All right, there's a lot of story here. Welcome to the final boss may take a while. I'm editor Yusef, and I'm going to explain everything that happened up to this part where you're fighting Abaddon. Okay, heaven and hell, they're supposed to not fight. All right, because there is a council called the Charred Council that keeps them from fighting. If they were to fight, they'd show up in Earth, and the humans, they suck at fighting. You know, they're good at fighting each other, but they're not good at fighting other realms, so that's what stinks. The Charred Council uses these 4 horsemen to keep the 2 places in line. The 4 horsemen are these badasses. They kill everybody, everything, anybody that stops the balance. They'll take them out. You know what I'm saying? So the way to bring the horsemen down is the 7 seals. Now the leader of the Heaven Army, which is Abaddon, he comes up with this ingenious plan to start breaking the seals and get Hell's army all prepared for a fight. You know, they're gonna bring down their chosen generals, and Hell's army is gonna come down to Earth and fight. But the trick is that they're not gonna break all the seals, just 6 of the 7, and then they are going to kill off Hell before the council notices anything. And once the council intervenes, it'll be too late, and then they'll just say, well, who you gonna believe, heaven or hell? You know what I mean? They'll just lie about it. And that was the whole big plan. However, and then Hell figured out Abaddon's plan. They bolstered up their forces instead of just meeting up with their generals at the last second. And they showed up on Earth and beat the crap out of Heaven, and then killed Abaddon. Now, before Abaddon went back to Heaven, he was confronted by the devil himself, who told him that he knows the plan, and of course Abaddon's gonna be in a lot of trouble with the council, so he might as well become the devil's new super chosen destroyer, new super bad guy. Samael, who is one of the chosen, one of the generals, decided he wasn't gonna roll with this archangel turned destroyer, and so Abaddon kicked him out and then tore up his powers and gave them to the other chosen ones. That's where War, one of the horsemen, comes in. You see, the council kind of knew about the actual plan, but they weren't sure. So they wanted to send some people down to figure stuff out, but they knew that the horsemen would not be down for just killing folks to find out what the answer is. So they decided to send one horseman down and then dupe him into believing that he's the one who screwed up, so that they can force him to do the detective work for the council. I mean, he showed on Earth thinking it was Armageddon time, and he's ready to whoop ass with the rest of his horsemen brethren, and female, there's a girl in there too. But when he realized that the other horseman wasn't there and he had already killed demons and angels, that's when he got put in an actionable position. So the council hooked him up with a watcher who would torture the hell out of War if he did anything wrong. And they put him on the detective mission of figuring out what the hell happened. With Samael chained up and powerless, he's the only lead that War has. So War approaches him, but in order for War to get Samael's help, Samael wants all his power back. So he tells War to go and kill all of the chosen, take their hearts, bring them back to Samael so he can get his power back. And Samael, in return, will lead him on his way to get to Azrael. Azrael is the angel of death, but he also does teleportation stuff. And he lost his power because he fought the strongest chosen one, Strata, and lost. So War gives him his powers back, and in return he takes him to the Garden of Eden, where the Tree of Knowledge is. So that's when War goes to the Tree of Knowledge, and it gives him flashbacks and lets him know everything that happened, how he was duped, how the General Abaddon was duped, and it tells him that in the future he will be killed by the Watcher, who's supposed to be just watching him. He also finds out that he's going to be killed by the very weapon that he has to reforge in order to stop Abaddon. So when War comes back, he doesn't tell the Watcher that he already knows that the Watcher's going to kill him in the end. And then he goes on a big quest to find all of the pieces of the sword so that he can have Ulthane, the Black Hammer, the swordsmith, reform the sword for him. On the way to doing that, he runs into Uriel, who is Abaddon's second in command while he was an angel. She's still trying to avenge his death, and she challenges War to a fight to the death. War wins, but does not kill her. He then informs her that Abaddon is the destroyer, and that he's holding the seventh seal, which is keeping the four horsemen from coming and restoring the balance. Then War collects the rest of the sword pieces, shows up to Ulthane, has the sword remade, and then has Azrael take him to the destroyer, and then that's when the fight starts.
My greatest work. Until now. It's Abaddon. Uriel has led the Hellguard against him. It is as you foretold. The Hellguard will fall. Angel of Death, serve me one last time. She mistook me for someone else. She loved him, and I believe that he loved her. Long ago, before all this. Foolishly, he chose duty above all, and died for it. Will you do the same? Heaven hunts you. Hell hates you. All of creation cares not whether you live or die. Join me, War. Like a great sword, I will raise you up, and our enemies will shatter against us. The spoils of 1,000 victories will be yours. or serve the justice of a corrupt council. And a creator abandons his most faithful. I offer you this choice, horseman. Would you serve in heaven, or rule in hell?
I choose what once a coward did not.
You have forced my hand. It ends now! You could have ruled at my side. The Council has sent you to your death. You have forced my hand.
You have taught me something, Abaddon. Sometimes duty must be cast aside to do what must be done. It is not for duty that I kill you now.
Uriel.
Reap what you have sown, betrayer.
You had to know it was a one-way ticket.
Council.
They knew you'd never play executioner because of your precious honor. They let you take the fall. They knew you'd butcher everyone involved to clear your name. And you did.
No!
Patience, whore. I've got some for you, too. I'll take that. If it were to get broken, you might get ideas. Like not going back in your little cage. It's tragic, really. You had freedom in the palm of your hand, and you lost it. What's so damn funny? Even you wouldn't laugh at your own funeral.
I'm laughing at yours.
Next sacramentum. The death oath is complete.
Hell God, bitch! What did you do? No! I'm going to pull your guts out through your halo! Keep getting up. I'll just kill you again. I was just following orders, like you. But what are you going to do? Fight the council? Fight everyone? You'll never get away. You hear me? Never! not forget who holds the leash.
I haven't forgotten.
You knew. You knew what would happen here, what I would do. That's why you spared me.
No.
Then why?
Because I would not have the last of Heaven's honor die with its champion.
All debts are repaid. The duty I uphold, it may call me to raise my sword against you. And if that day comes, I won't hesitate. You will be hunted. The White City for certain. The Council, and there will be others. You would rage this war alone?
No. Not alone.